Three. And now I've got the real pleasure to zoom myself across into Dubai, where I have Filippo Sona as my guest. Filippo Sona is the co-founder of Wood Couture. Buongiorno, hello to Dubai. How are you, Filippo?
I'm very well. How are you, Neil?
Excellent, excellent. Tell us, what is Wood Couture?
It's a fantastic adventure, you know, and I like to build it as a story that started many years ago. You know, for both of us, there's two founders. It's myself and Paolo Della Casa, which is my co-business partner, and with 30 years of experience in manufacturing FF&E and doing projects worldwide. So it's a story made by two people that eventually decided to shake the industry. And shake the industry because one of the smallest costs in a project, which is an FF&E, has become one of the biggest problems worldwide for delays in projects. And therefore, we want to bring the solutions to that. And a solution made of 30 years of experience in producing and manufacturing in China. So, you know, we have a very solid setup there. We have our own company, our own manufacturing center. But above all, it's building a company that's gonna support the industry based on three core values. And this is very important because it's very practical, not the user marketing, blah, blah, blah. It's real core values. Number one is design integrity. Number two is maintaining brand standard. And number three is the developer investment. And these are the key to get it right, you know, in the hotel projects. And therefore, we have a group of people that work with us. You know, they are our employees, our partners, and they are expert in what they do. They are passionate in what they do, and you know, we are able to service from the 5-star deluxe all the way to the 3-star hotels. But with one common goal: never compromise quality. Never compromise quality. And every single detail of our service, our way we do things, has been studied into details. And in the last 3 months, gave us opportunity to study even more, because the effect of working from home, you know, is gave us more time to think, less time to travel, more time to think, more time to develop things better, and for the benefit of our clients, hotel operators, interior designers, so all the stakeholders involved in the FF&E world. And today, likely, we have operations in North America based out of Miami. We have operation in the Middle East based out of Dubai. We have a holding group in Hong Kong. We have our own manufacturing center in Shanghai with our company and our office there, with our director of pricing, director of production, and director of textile. So somebody that look for fabrics, leather. So making sure that we match everything we get through our inquiries. And we have our administrative holding, where we have our accounting and financing and banks in Singapore. So again, in the hub of the
but also a true global operation like PKF hotelexperts.
Very much.
We're still finding ourselves in the grip of COVID-19. How has I mean, because you started relatively fresh and relaunched it recently, how has that affected you, that COVID-19 crisis that we find ourselves in?
It hasn't, actually, because Wood Couture started back 5 years ago, and we coming through a very gentle and consistent process, and so we found ourselves in the middle of this new, phenomenon, COVID-19, that we were prepared, stable, and with an infrastructure behind. So our manufacturing being in China, the effect was only for 45 days. Then if you look at the figures today, China growth 3.2% for the last quarter. So, which is fantastic. And that is reflecting also in the way we operate, so despite not being able to travel there, despite not the client being able to travel there to view prototypes, inspect production, but because we have a setup, we are able to communicate effectively with our client, and it's not stop the operations. So thankfully, is it by coincidence? Is it because it's of a good setup? We are here swimming through the wave, gently and calmly. Again, we're not aggressive. We're just going slowly and do it properly.
Yeah.
But we have not been affected. Again, it's kind of a luck.
That's that's very fortunate, very lucky, as you say. But I'm just trying to think, having been involved in refits and refurbishments and whatever and sample rooms and all those things, they're important. I mean, and you can't do that over Zoom. So how do you overcome that? I mean, how do you delay it and you say people can visit it or see it or touch it, at a time? Or how do you overcome that physical aspect that you can't really accommodate through Zoom and Teams or whatever it might be?
Yeah, it's I think the majority of clients want us to start having sample to be air freight. So the cargo business of the airline industry, still working.
Yeah,
so we're still able to air freight things or ocean freight items without a problem. There are clients that don't want to spend the money of air freight in entire mock-up room, so they're happy for us to set up a studio. That's what we've done recently in the factory. We started a studio. And and having a proper crew, showing them every piece, showing our people, being able to show them the real pieces inside, outside. So it's kind of making a movie in a Hollywood studio. Exactly the same. It's the client shows the real pieces. We do testing. Simply by looking at the piece, having somebody jumping on a chair to show them the strength, the solidity of this chair, and some of our clients have, interior designs. They've got offices in China, so they send the local representative to inspect on their behalf.
Okay.
There is different ways of overcoming that, and in my opinion, the future, the mock-up of the future is based on virtual reality. Although people still want to have a chair sitting and feel, that's really comfortable.
Exactly. I mean, and
it will always be there.
So when you mentioned Hollywood, I'm thinking of facades that have nothing behind or whatever. So to me, that Hollywood thing, and I'm a very tactile person, and I need to touch things and to work on things and to lie in a bathtub, even if it has to be, and so forth. So I still think that the real thing is still. But I mean, obviously, it's a question of trust. I believe that if you show something and say, look, this is what it is, and it's solid enough that people know what they're talking about, and that they know what you guys manufacture. Now, like all of us, you work in a few years ahead, and you're looking at pipelines and you're looking at forecasts and whatever. The pipelines that being as international as you are. How has COVID affected the pipeline as you're working with? You say your day-to-day working is not affected and was only short-term interrupted, but surely there's an issue with the pipeline where here and there it's delayed or people are changing something. How does that transpire?
Again, having the footprint in a global scale, we have project going on in the US, and we have project going on in London, we have project in the Middle East. So you have project at different stages. There is no one pipeline that goes and comes back or stops. Again, our global footprint allows us to maintain a steady flow all over the place. But what I've noticed, and to be fair, I've not watched any of this and not participated in any of this webinar or that, because everybody is very negative. But I'm saying one thing. And you are a very experienced hotel consultant, this, you've seen it many times. I've always said hotels have proven one more time is the most resilient, the most versatile asset class there is within the real estate industry. Again, what I've shown is that hotels still going, you know, I mean, can be converted into hospital, can be used as a recovery rooms. Yes, such a multitude of uses that, you know, I mean, it just stands in their own and the productivity of their teams and operator to make it work. I always say to people, remember in 2008, you know, I mean, Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns and many others don't exist anymore. Today, the Marriott, the Hilton, the Accor, Wyndham,
and bigger than
everybody
ever.
Still there.
Yeah.
So while, you know, I mean, so what does it mean? It means it takes more than just an economic downturn, more than just a pandemic. It takes a complete shutdown to the attempt to shut down the hospitality industry. So to me, it tells me the hotel industry is a very solid investment.
It is indeed. I mean, it is under 100%. Massive attack. It is under massive attack at the moment through this crisis worldwide. But I fully agree with you. Now, unfortunately, we're running out of time. I just want one little snippet on what positivity, because you said things are negative and whatever, and I've known you for a number of years now, and we're both. Let's look back and say, right now, a few years ago, we had COVID. That was a positive thing that I could take out of it.
For me, the most positive thing I'm taking out again is what COVID have brought to light is that hotels as an asset category is a true, resilient and versatile investment that can survive in the worst of conditions. But above all, I'm a great believer of one thing, that beyond this fact, for each job we lost in hospitality, there will be 2 more generated when the industry will be back to normal. For sure, because there will be more people investing in hotels, you know, and they will realize how important hotels are as an investment category.
Excellent. That's a fantastic closure. Thank you so much, Filippo Sona of Wood Couture. I wish you all the very best, and we'll hope to chat very, very soon, face to face, where we have a beverage of choice. Thank you very much, Filippo.
Wonderful.
Stay well.
Thank you. Thank you.